Hi there. So in our last lesson we added a support edge and we also created a screen panel for our object right here so we could just see through this guy. If we turn on our x-ray we can see the position of this screen. It's not too like inside, it's just right here. And also we learned that if we wanted to select individual objects, if we click on show booleans, we can click those specific booleans that have created these objects. So we can click the screen, we can click this cut, and we can click this main object right here just to show those boolean objects. So let's go ahead and see how we could create this button type right here. And remember, we said we wanted to support these boolean edges that are added. We could do that by adding some of these support edges. So I'm just going to add two edges vertically right here to support this object. So I'll click on the main panel right here and I'll go to edit mode. We can actually see it's showing us that this is actually a cube. It just got rid of that. So, and like I did initially, I said we could I'm just trying to drag this over here. If we turn off the solidify, we can actually see those planes. So I want to add a circle around here. So I'll just add 2 or 3 support edges. So let's quickly add those edge loops. So I'll click the first one, add it here, click the second edge loop, add it here, and then click the third edge loop and add it here. I'll just quickly, I'll leave it at this. So let's select these edge loops. So with the first one, I'll hold on shift, select this second one, and select this third one while holding down shift. So we have these 3 edge loops selected. So I'll go to the toolbox and I'll click VG Cleaner. Another way to get this is to press the space bar to search, and you could just do VG Cleaner, and we could just click that VG Cleaner. So it added that these vertices, and we can get back to our solidify, and now we can see we actually have a artifacting issue here with those vertex groups. So I'll just undo that action, that step right now, and let's try adding just single edge. Let's start with 1. So sometimes you overdo it, you'll have issues, but let's go back to edit. We're on edit already, so let's add just 1 edge here, and with that edge selected, let's go to our toolbox and click on the VG Cleaner, and you can see we have that nice edge here. So sometimes less is more. So let's quickly create this face. So let's go to creation, right click, and what we want to do is let's press V and hold it and just drag to the right to add a little bit more details, and let's leave it like this and click once. So we have that detail on this face. So what we're going to do is to just create this guy. This is supposed to be like a joystick, or if it's a media player, you could just, like the old iPod, you could just touch it and swing your arms around it. So I'll just want to add this to the object. So I'll go to cut add and click on the circle because I want to add a circular object right here. So I'll just drag this and leave it at that point. So what I'll do is just pull it out a little bit, just so it's a bit thick. If you hold your middle mouse button, you can zoom in just to see what you're doing. So I'm just going to add this button right here, and then right click and click on validate. So I want it to be super smooth. So what I want to do is to increase the number of segments. So I'll right click, go to the resolution, and also just increase the segments by dragging to the right, so we actually have a very smooth curve. If you find out that you're actually too far gone to the right, just hold down shift to slow down the action, and you can just drag left and right back here. Now you can see I'm at the left, and I can just drag this like so, just to make it super smooth. I right click and click validate, and right click anywhere else to kind of like select that. So we can actually see we have 2 of these. So let's see if we can add another one on top that will represent like that flat surface here, or if you want we can inset this face. So let's go to the show booleans, click on this boolean object, and let's go to edit. With the edit selected, what we're going to do is to go to inset, click on this face. Okay, I think I'm not going to do it like that. So I'll just click on this guy and make sure we don't have any funny errors around. So let's go to here. We can even click on that section directly. Let's see if that's going to work. So let's click on this and go to creation and right click on this. Now we're actually on this face right here, that little face. And what we can do is to add the second one right here. And we might even want to cut it, but let's see. So we have this. So let's start drawing it from the center. So it's drawing a rectangle. I'll just press R to reset. Click on the circle. Hold down Shift. Click. And just drag this so we can have this object from the center like so. I'll just make it slightly smaller. And once I click that, I could just go in here to the side and just add this like so. And just drag this. So this is going to be like our second button. So what I'll do is just right click on this guy and go to the resolution and just drag towards the right, hold on Shift, just drag to the left, and I'll just drag this over here and right click and validate. So what we can do is to add other effects. We can actually taper this object. So we can taper it along the X just so it's looking like, kind of like weird and interesting. So I'll just taper it just a little bit, just to add this effect on this object. So yeah, if we just validate that, let's look and make sure we're not having any funny artifacts around this object, which is looking super great. If we go to show the booleans and let's turn on the X-ray and let's turn off our reference layer, we can actually see what we have going on here. So we can select this object and select this object, so we can see we have these two booleans and we can move these objects separately. So what I'd like to do is to edit this one. So I'll click on edit, and right here I'll go to the second bevel, and we could just add that little bit of additional details along the edge, because nothing in reality, it doesn't just stay like that. So yeah, I think this is a good value. Let's make this a very smooth curve like so. Yeah, I think I like it like this. So I'll just right click on that and right click anywhere to validate. So we've added a little bevel to that edge. So click on this boolean, click on this one, and yeah. So in our next lesson, we're actually going to go ahead and continue adding more details to our design. So let's bring it back our reference and let's just move on and keep adding some of these minute details like these little holes, this edge here, and then this base right here. And we can also, let's not forget the kind of like L1 and R1 buttons on this prototype. So see you guys in the next lesson.